Barlow says she started driving around the Park Duval neighborhood and eventually found her 13-year-old son walking east on West Ormsby Avenue, a 27-minute walk away from where he was originally dropped off. This intersection of 12th Street and Rowan Street will be turned into one of the main entrances for Waterfront Park. People like Meadows think that this will not only attract folks living in the West End, but also more businesses. Misty, do you have anything to say about what you knew about this throughout the last 6 years? Doug, so the Indiana State Police is doing a full review of Jamie Knoll's finances, and as a part of that, they got a statement from American Express. And of course, the card season this year is really getting some infused life from head coach Jeff Brom, and lucky enough, we have his sister here, Kim Brom, who is nice enough to give us an interview. Kim, how does this card season rank for you? While Ferguson and her neighbors are in the purple, the last group identified as part of phase 2, and that means there has been at least an 8-year time difference in when people got their insulation based on if they lived on the west side of Alexander Avenue or the east side. Knoll's attorneys argued he was confident that every gun in his house minus one shotgun had been turned over, and it was an honest mistake. But Judge Medlock said it was always Knoll's responsibility to make sure his bond conditions were upheld.
I told Mr. Knoll, don't do anything stupid. Do not try to deceive me, defy me. You will not like the consequences. Today is that day.
With a vicious swing, Judge Larry Medlock sent Jamie Knoll back to jail. He swung so hard, he broke the gavel block up on his bench.
You don't interpret the law. You don't enforce the law. You're not above the law.
Knoll was originally arrested on November 9th and told to turn over all firearms except for one shotgun. He called brother-in-law Bradley Kramer and another man named Charlie Moon and asked them to go through his house and pick up his guns. He gave directions over the phone.
I collected the guns that I saw, yes, sir.
And you felt like you got them all?
I felt like I got the guns where he directed me to find them.
The pair grabbed 82 guns. However, Indiana State Police later found 2 Smith & Wesson pistols while serving a search warrant on March 13th. They were still in factory packaging.
Well, when I moved the chair out, inside that box was 2 Smith & Wesson boxes.
In closing arguments, Knoll's attorney said it was not willful intent to violate a court order.
Do people make mistakes? Of course they do. But we know that those guns have been purchased since 2017 and they're in the same box, haven't been disturbed, haven't been out.
But Medlock was unmoved.
Every time I go into court, I hear, I didn't know it was there. I didn't know it was there. Take him into custody.
As for how many days?
You know what I think the answer is? 60 days in.
Perhaps a reference to the A&E show called 60 Days In that Knoll did in 2016. In Jeffersonville, Travis Breese for the WHAS 11 night team on your side.
M&M's or Twix, Henry?
The sounds of the morning rush.
You know, in the movies where they're like struggling to get their pants on, and just like, whoa, whoa.
A daily routine Aaron and Oliver Hinson have gotten quite good at. The only thing out of their control is how long it takes the bus to get Oliver to school.
There have been cases where we will get to school and immediately have to go to related arts. We skip like a chunk of our first class.
His bus has gotten faster throughout the year, but he's still averaging about 15 minutes late to school every day.
It doesn't stress us out, but I think it definitely makes them angry.
As a mom, I tell my kids it's okay to fail, right? We learn from failure. What we can't do is live in failure. And I feel like that's what JCPS is doing right now with its transportation plan.
Oliver has to go through a bus compound to get to No Middle School. He's on the bus for about 1.5 hours every morning. His mom says even if the bus is 15 minutes late, that doesn't account for time in the attendance office, at his locker, or getting his books out.
It feels a little chaotic to him.
JCPS gave us data to compare late morning buses the last 2 Octobers. Last year, an average of 1,100 students were missing 17 minutes per day. This year, almost 6,000 students were late every day in October, missing an average of 13.2 minutes. While the average number of time went down, the number of occurrences skyrocketed. And many parents have reported outliers of over an hour late in the morning.
We've got to get kids a full day of instruction.
Late morning buses were one of several things board members said need to be fixed on Tuesday. Interim Chief Operating Officer Dr. Rob Folk said they start every day 50 drivers short of covering all routes. Large changes can't be done this year, but Folk said they will continue to make tweaks like eliminating 5 routes for efficiency this week.
If we want to fix this for next year, it will require getting drivers and routes in line.
The district has started new conversations with bus routing companies, and there will likely be major changes next year.
There are 2 groups of people who drew the short straw, and that's bus drivers and students.
Hinson is thankful for Oliver's bus drivers and the teachers who've helped him catch up.
He's missed a total of 2 full days.
While most eyes are turned to next year, Hinson says board members need to see it for themselves this year.
The leadership of this district needs to be on buses.
The drivers I talked to here in New Albany were a bit shocked to hear of the immediate, complete closure of the bridge, and many of them say that this is going to cost them money, either by missing out on job opportunities or having to pay tolls.
All that traffic is going to be bunched up on the 2nd Street Bridge. A lot more gas.
Drivers like Eddie Brown stopped by the Marathon on State Street in New Albany and found out they had to reroute.
They've been working on this bridge so long, it seems like every other week it's closed.
The bridge was closed overnight when crews noticed a component of the approach ramp on the Kentucky side needed immediate repairs. Thursday morning, the Sherman-Minton Renewal Project announced the closure would be extended until further notice.
I was just gonna go on my way, but now I'm late.
At Regalo in downtown New Albany, owner J.D. Dotson says his customers have plenty of experience navigating delays, and this may require them to lean more on their free delivery service.
We did it when the bridge closed the last time. We do free local delivery in Louisville as well, and our entire store's online. So that has helped out. But yeah, it's annoying.
The Sherman-Minton Renewal Project has provided a few updates throughout the day, the most recent being the Sherman-Minton Renewal Project team and state transportation officials are working diligently to reopen the bridge to traffic as quickly as possible. Dotson says Riverlink should drop the tolls on I-65 and I-265 while half of the free bridges are down.
Drop the tolls, yeah. Yeah, because 2nd Street's a disaster, especially if there's anything going on downtown, the Center or whatever.
The latest chapter in the now 2-year construction project.
Anytime over, 2 years, it's kind of, man.
In New Albany, Travis Breese, WHAS 11 on your side.